What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. I'm smiling because that was like my second take of the intro, because on the first take I finished and then my stomach made some like really loud noise and I felt like I could hear it really clearly, so we did it again. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we are doing Power today. My original plan was actually to do the Money Game trilogy, but when I started looking it up, it was kind of like going to be a pretty long reaction, so I've scheduled that for Saturday. The reason for that is my wife's like crunch time on a project, so I've carved out literally like 10 minutes right now. I don't know if I can do this in 10 minutes, but she's waiting downstairs patiently for me to text her when I'm done, and I'll let her know that I'm done with the reaction and she'll come up. Just like busy times, and this is one of those situations where this is literally the only thing I'll be able to record today, and then I'll have to shut down because her desk is right here and she's got some work to do. So one thing I just want to address really fast, even though we're on crunch time, I want to clarify for those of you who maybe missed it when I said this before. If you're looking for a channel that's going to listen to the music all the way through without pausing and just like bob their head and smile and be like, wow, he was so great, that was awesome, feel good times, like people like that, that's awesome. That's just not what I want to do when I make videos. I want to try to figure out the song and break down and catch whatever I can on my first listen. That's exciting for me, that's challenging for me, and it's what I enjoy to make, and that's the type of audience that I want to attract. So I apologize if you thought differently, but there are channels out there that do it. You're more than welcome to go check them out. And I'm just going to leave you with this thought. Imagine listening to RANT and being like, wow, this guy sounds really good, but that rap bit, I don't really like it. Why doesn't he just sing like Adele? Or why don't you just go listen to Adele, since you want somebody who is just going to sing? Right? Okay, awesome. There's lots of options. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get into this. This is Power. By the way, it's a very small percentage that do this. It just can get annoying. When I open the app and it's the first comment that I see, it can get annoying. So I'll put a timestamp so you could skip to this part so you don't have to see the rant. I do try to remember that when I do the long intros. But here we go. My wife's going to kill me. Oh, 10 minutes. What a fool.
Get it?
Oh, I like this sound so far.
Power.
Sorry, we're going to have to listen to that drop one more time. I like the instrumentation as it was. I don't know what this is sampling. Don't recognize it. Definitely let me know if you recognize it, if you know what it is. I'm assuming there's been some pitch alteration to the voice. I love when artists do that to the sample and use it as a part of the instrumental. I think it sounds really good.
Power.
Oh, that drop is nasty. Let's go.
These kids don't play my shit, I never had a top 10. Maybe it's cause I sing about violence and depressions. They say don't blame these kids, just focus on yourself, friend. Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck them. Don't trip high up the...
Yo. What? Oh my gosh, this feels serendipitous at this moment that I said what I was going to say, and this happens to be the opening lines of this track. How funny. I'm with you, Ren. That's good advice, man. I should just say F it and keep doing me. That's my plan anyways. I just thought, I'd say a little something. But you know what? I 100% agree with that. Like, he's touching on complicated topics, difficult topics. With a person with his talent, if he wanted to, he could very easily make tracks about all the stuff we hear tracks, in the top 10s or in the even top 40s or whatever, talking about like, money and women and glorifying drug use and glorifying violence, whereas he shows the other side of those things. He could very easily do that and probably be a top artist because of his talent. Like, he's immensely talented, but you have a choice. You have a choice in how you do things, right?
Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck
Respect.
them. Don't trip, I up the ante, learning licks like John Frusciante, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo! Rock and roll in my soul, bumping Nat King Cole on the dole.
Hey, Nat King Cole. He mentioned a few other names there. Something Vershanti? Sid and Nancy. Sid and Nancy is something I've heard referenced a bunch, but in full honesty, guys, I don't recognize either of them, either of those references, the Vershanti person or the Sid and Nancy. He did say rock and roll after. Maybe that has something to do with it. Like, maybe that's what he's trying to reference. I know the Nat King Cole reference, so that one I recognize. Let me know. If it is a rock and roll reference, it's one of my least known genres. Like, I've listened to very little rock music. I'm down to try it out, but I just haven't heard very much.
Trip, I up the ante, learning licks like John Frusciante, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo! Rock and roll in my soul, bumping Nat King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life went sweet at home. Mama.
Council housing and violent flow, is that what you said? Fish and chips and gaming consoles or game consoles. Hey man, I can't eat fish because, like, I'm allergic to fish, unfortunately. My family loves fish and chips. My parents are from the UK, by the way, and I was born in London, by the way. In case y'all didn't know that. You probably didn't. So fish and chips runs deep in my family, but I just, it's the cards I drew. I can't eat them. They look great. I can have chicken tenders and chips. I'm down.
Chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life went sweet at home. Mum and dad took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone.
Like shalom, like, I think, split. So, like, peace, see you later. Like, I think that's kind of the reference there. So his parents split. He comes from a broken home.
Took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone. Late night crying, get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my...
Yo! I literally just got goosebumps. I was gonna say boost gumps. I literally just got goosebumps. Like, my hairs are standing up. The silence, the fighting, through the walls I could hear love dying. Listen, we all have different experiences growing up. My parents are still together, but they went through a patch for many, many, many years. And I'm the oldest, so anyways, I don't want to really get into the details about that and my family, but it's for him to describe that as I could hear love dying. It's such an interesting thing because I would see that as like a double meaning of, like, specifically in that situation, the love between his parents, and then generally speaking, the concept of love dying. Like, that's what that means to me, because that's what it kind of felt like as a kid witnessing the friction, Anyways, let's move on.
Alone. Late night crying, get so high.
I just want to hear it again.
Silent sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my power.
Love that transition to the chorus.
That's what it was. I focused on my... Now let's go back. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a gold plaque. My style is old school, but I swear this ain't a throwback. I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track. To understand the place I'm coming from, let's go back. When I was 16, I was a sick teen. I was a victim of my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16, and then
Didn't I just say this the other day on whichever track we were reacting to that I said it on? People who are like true wordsmiths, they can bend and manipulate words to make them work for them rather than being a slave to, like, how words are just meant to be and structured. and then they have to like work their rhymes around that. No, he's a word bender. Y'all know Avatar? We're gonna call him. He's a word bender. You see how smooth he just did that? Victim, so it would rhyme with 16. Oh wow, I love that. 16, victim of what's going on in my head. So now we're talking about some of that stuff that we've heard him talk about in other tracks as well.
The place I'm coming from, let's go. When I was 16, I was a 16. I was a victim of my head.
Yep.
I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16 in the
Lines, nose bled. That was nice, but like literally like coming up with lines and stuff. Yeah.
my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16 in an affliction, in an addiction with my dread. I was just 16, I was quite sick then. I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but fuck it, we're all misguided.
Also, I want to just point out real quick before we get to this next part, internal, external rhyme. So he hit the internal rhyme 2 or 3 times and then came with the eb, pleb, bleb, or whatever he said, the end pleb. So I know that there's a history of like a bunch of stuff, but like is he being very literal about the lines thing in the kitchen? Because part of it made me think like trying to come up with lines for like his music, but then also it could literally be like that he was doing hard drugs at the time too. I don't know, let me know.
I was quite sick then, I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but fuck it, we're all misguided individuals, life can suck it. My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tears so I can drown my sorrow, sing like I might die tomorrow, live for the
No. I love the delivery on what he just did right there. I love the way he hit a line, kind of paused, and then bucket. That was really nice. But what he just did right after bucket, where he kind of went into that singing thing with the tomorrow rhyme, that was beautiful. Just the way it's constructed.
My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tears so I can drown my sorrow,
right
sing
here.
like I might die tomorrow, live for the note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote, and every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind, a healing that you'll only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. I flip the script until I find my...
That was beautiful, man. For him to talk about, he's intricate design, kicks and snares. He's talking about the instrumental and the different components, and how artists, probably hear a little bit more than like the average listener when they're listening to those instrumentals, and they can really dissect and deconstruct and kind of go in and find different things that are going on in there. And see the intricacies of it. So something that might even sound like a plain basic instrumental, but someone who has that musical artistic mind, they're hearing much more and they're seeing much more than just like that simple thing that maybe the listener is listening to.
The script until I find my
fire. Flip the script till I find my power.
It is what it is. I focus on my...
Who's this guy?
Now run the track. On the track. Get it? Get it? Power. Get it?
See, he knew that beat was a masterpiece too. That's why he let it play out for so long at the end. I like that. Yeah, man, that's dope. And that's the thing too, like I think this is a song that can be like such a, no pun intended, such a powerful message for people. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you got to find your power, right? We all have something. And a lot of us maybe don't know what that something is. We just got to find it. and sometimes we're in these like really awful, difficult situations. There's degrees of difficult and there's degrees of awful. But you know, for each person, it's difficult and it's awful. And you know, you think about the references he made, and he's talking about that love dying part. Like to me, that's the part that is like stuck in my head from this song. And he just says, I just had to focus on my power, you know. And I can think back in times of my life where that was definitely a thing. So I really connect with the song. I loved the sample. Sorry, I'm sure that was very loud. I forget sometimes that the mic is right here. I love the sample. So let me know what that's from. I would love to know. Anyways, my wife's gonna kill me. We're at 15, almost 16 minutes. Oh God, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna text her right now. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. Hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you for Money Game Trilogy on Saturday. Bye.